tuned, because this is about to get hot. What is going on, everyone? I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. Ty Smith, not Todd. And I'm about to do a reaction video here. If it's your first time visiting my channel, let me say welcome. Let me also say thank you for checking me out. But if you plan on subscribing to my channel, do yourself a favor and me. Don't do it just yet. Get an idea of who I am, what I'm about, what my beliefs are before you subscribe to me, if you would, please, okay? I really appreciate it if you did it that way. And how do you do that? Go to my channel. Click on the words playlist. When you click on playlist, it's going to bring up a bunch of different video topics. You're going to see a variety of things. Church/God topics, home entertainment videos, marriage, relationship, advice videos, advice to subscribers, fitness, health, comedy. There's a lot of things on there, all right? I want you to do that to get an idea of who I am and what this channel is about before subscribing, if you would, please. And also, if you want to support me in what I do, you can purchase a t-shirt. The link is down there in the description. If you want to donate to the cause and all that and different things that I do, you will see that you can also donate to my Patreon channel, or you can donate to PayPal directly. We're doing great things here. And let's go ahead and go into this next video. Comes the tricky part. This is where the C-clamp comes into play. And see, I have two of those right there to pop out. I'm gonna show you something that'll happen here. This is a C-clamp, okay? Whoops, that was not supposed to happen. But anyway, like I was saying, this is what'll happen if you have two of these right there. Those right there push out against the brake pads. Well, pretty much they come out to allow the brakes to actually put pressure on the brake pads to cause the rotors to slow down. That's what causes you to brake. But this right here, I'm going to show you. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, guys. So for the ones that never done it before, if you happen to have two, usually there's one piston right there that comes out. But there's, on the Nissan Quest, they have two of them. So what'll happen is that you can press one in like that right there. But you notice that it pressed out the other side. So like I said, I'm only showing this for demonstration purposes, guys, because there's going to be people out here that's probably not going to pay no real attention to the video, and you're going to run into this mistake. So let me show you what I'm saying. You push one in, then you go to push the other one in. And as you can see, as I'm winding it in here right now, if you know how to change brakes and do it up to this point, you can skip this part if you want to. But like I said, for the people that are novices and this is your first time doing it, then I'm showing what's going to happen. So see how when I push that piston in, the other one comes out? So one might think that you can just make those two right there even. And by thinking that you can make it even, that you'll be able to slide it right on top of those brake pads, I'm going to show you that it will not work. Okay, so here we go. See, they're even, both of those pistons are, but it will not fit on there because both of them are too far pressed out. Okay. So even if you try to go back in here like this, like I said, this is for the ones that are novices, because people are the ones that asked me to do this video. This is the mistake that you told me that you try to do, and I'm gonna show you how you keep making that same mistake when you got two pistons popping out. See? It's still pushing that other one out. No matter what you do, it's going to keep on doing the same thing. You push one in hard, the other one's going to do it. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead here. So here's a trick. Here's the trick. Take something like this wrench, right? You put it right there, okay? And that's going to press both of them in at the same time once you put the C-clamp on there. Now, some people use their own. Some people will use the old brake pads, but if you got lifetime brake pads at AutoZone, they have to take the old brake pads. So you can take anything that's kind of solid metal like this, and notice how when I'm pushing this, because that whole wrench right there is pretty solid, it's pushing both of those pistons back in at the same time. So by pushing both of them in, it's going to make it real flat, and by doing that, it's going to be easier for it to slide right back on top of those brake pads there. Again, I'm going to just make sure I let you guys know this is for my ones that are novices to doing this. See that? Both of them are pushed all the way completely in. Okay. See that? Flat. And now, here we go. It just slides right back on top of that brake pads. Nothing to it. You take those bolts that you took out at first, make sure that they're little, whoops, you do not want that to happen. But like I said, I'm doing this to show you guys that, hey, even people that done it plenty of times can make mistakes too. So, but of course I'm trying to balance this camera, as you can see. There's Balin. Balance this camera while doing this as well, okay? So, lining it up, that little rubber grommet, whatever, rubber boot shoe, whatever they call that thing, all kind of things. Make sure that it goes straight in there like that, and you also want to make sure you do that on the bottom one as well. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm trying to adjust that little sleeve, or that shoe they call it, rubber shoe or whatever, to where it can fit in there. Because if you don't line it up, as you can see, it will not go. So anyway, it's just me gonna do the bottom one probably first, and then show the top one. Again, let me stress that this is for novices. This right here is going to show you guys different mistakes and different things that can be made. I've changed brakes hundreds of times, but I'm doing it to show you that as if this is my first time doing it. Even though this is not, I'm just showing you as if it was my first time doing it, different mistakes that can be made. So I took the bottom one on there, lined it up with the little housing, shoe, whatever you want to call it. They got all kind of names for it. And see how it would not work if you do not line it up, because that has a hole in it. But when you get it in there, slides right on in just like so. Do the bottom one the same exact way. Okay, see that? That little shoe, that little area right there is what I'm talking about. Both of them are in. There's the brake pads in there, nice and thick, a lot of meat. That's what I'm talking about right there. Make sure that that right there stays just like that, to where you can slide this in and out. The little shoe housing, boot, whatever you want to call it. They got all kind of names for that thing I mentioned earlier. Okay, yep. And just put it on there. It can only go so far. You can only tighten it so much, okay? So now the bottom bolt, I'm just pretty much hand tightening it. While trying to adjust the camera. Trying to give y'all a little close-up shot of this. So if you follow along with this, you should be pretty good. Now, some of them don't have bolts like this. Some of them have to where you have to put in like a different type. You can't use a socket wrench on it. You gotta use like one of those, what I call them, like the star end pieces, like a Allen wrench type deal, where it's like, I don't know what you call it, a hexagon or whatever. So yep, I'm just hand tightening it. Like I said, it can only go so far. It can only go so far. So here we go, just hand tightening it. That's it. Now I'm going to show you the passenger side too. These are for my novices. You can skip the video if you want to. You don't have to watch the whole thing, folks. Top part should go in first, then the bottom part slides right in, just like that. Here we go again. Putting the top piece in there too with the sensor on the inside. The bottom part goes in, slides in, make sure it's on there pretty good. Okay, let's see if I can give you guys a little closer view again. I'm doing this just to show you guys again that if you got two pistons poking out, a lot of times cars only have one. Some have two. But you take something solid, okay, like this wrench. Put it right there against it. Hopefully this is a better view for you guys too. C-clamp. Do not use any type of soft metal where it's not going to do nothing. You need something pretty solid and hard. So like I said, if you don't have lifetime brakes, you can use your old brake, like your old brake shoe, your old brake pads, excuse me. You can put the old brake pad up against that piece right there too, and use this C-clamp to push the brake padding against both of those pistons right there poking out, and it'll do the same thing. Yep, giving you guys a closer view. Just using that C-clamp to press both those pistons in there. And take it right back off. Just like that. The brake pads are already on. Inside the brake pad housing, if you would. Like I said, different people call them different things. And just me winding it up on the other side too, just making sure that both of them are in there nice and flat. Okay, it's just me just getting some dust off of there. Make sure it's flipped the right way, flip down, there we go. And I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see it, like I did on the other side. It just goes right on there. Push those in, make sure the rotor is pressed up against the hub there. Just push it all the way up against the wheel hub. Just like that. Slides right on top. I'm just gonna put the top bolt in. You guys see me do that on the other side. Like I said, making sure that it lines up with that hole from that little shoe. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if you guys can see this. Right there. Right there is what I'm talking about. It has to line up with that. Don't try to force it. It should just go nice and easy, just like that. And the bottom one. Same thing. What I'm doing is I'm kind of pulling the little rubber part back, just making sure it's going to line up with it, and see what happens. See what happens if you don't do it. If it does not line up, don't try to force it. That little shoe or boot, whatever they want to call it, bolt, housing boot, it has to line up with that for that to go in, just like that. And I'm just going to hand tighten it a little bit, both of them, until I can't do it no more. And I'm going to put the socket wrench back on there and tighten it till it won't go anymore. Okay. So it's pretty much easy. Just make sure, remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. As you can see, that's turning to the right. Okay. Here we go. Just tighten this up. Again, for the ones who know how to change brakes, this is not for you. This is for novices who's never done it before. Okay. So hopefully you guys will follow along. Especially if you have a Nissan, this might be definitely good for you. But it works, like I said, it's the same mechanism for most vehicles to change the brake pads out. And I'm just gonna hand tighten it. You want it on there pretty snug. It can only go so far because it kind of locks out at the end. So you can only wind this so far. That's what I'm telling you guys. Same thing here. There we go. All right, stay tuned. I'll show you the other portion of this. All you gotta do is put the tire back on now. Okay, so now tires are back on. You can either hand tighten it with the tire iron, or like here I have an impact gun. So make sure you do it in this pattern, you know, crisscrossing them. Don't just go in a circle to tighten them up. Okay, just like that. Then do the same thing again. Just get it on there, make sure that they're on there really good. That's all. Just go over it. You only have to do it probably just twice. Each nut twice. I did forget to mention something to you guys. Make sure when you get back into your vehicle, you pump the brakes until it gets real solid and hard. That allows the brake fluid to go back to the calipers to push against those brake pads. So push it and push it till the brake feels real stiff. Okay, so as you guys can see, that wasn't too bad of a job there. Just make sure again that when you do something like this, that you have your car on jack stands. Okay, just being safe. Keep your car on jack stands, and even when the car on jack stands, I still put the jack under there just a little bit, just so I can have like a 3-point safety. Okay, and then also, again, I know I said at the end of the video, make sure that once you do change the brake pads out and you put the caliper back on there, make sure you pump your brakes inside your vehicle until your brakes, the brake pedal is hardened That allows the brake fluid to flow back into the caliper, into those pistons, and push them out. Okay, so anyway, again, this is a DIY for a lot of people that are novices when it comes to trying to do it yourself with the brakes, but just take your time with it. You could possibly watch other YouTube videos. They might have your particular vehicle on there. But I think a lot of Nissan vans, this is a 2008, so I don't know what year from what year or what generation they call it, vehicles have the same type of setup on there. But a lot of brakes are basically the same, where you have to push a piston in with a C-clamp like that. So anyway, again, guys, y'all have any more questions when it comes to these brakes, let me know. And in the future, whatever things I might have to do on cars, I'll make sure I post it on here so you guys can see how to do those different things on there. Besides that, I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. I'm about to check out. I hope you guys all have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, hope and pray for the last one of you guys in great health. God bless you all in Jesus' name.